The Department of Public Works now working overtime ahead of a looming winter weather event.
Today at 5, we'll be taking a look at all the preparations ahead of Saturday's snowstorm. Rob?
And we are expecting snow. The heaviest amounts will be north of Indy. We'll let you know what to expect, who is going to see the most snow. Have it for you.
And in Monument Circle, the Circle of Lights will be lighting the way into the holiday season. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News at 5.
Thanks for inviting us in. It is a sunny but cold Friday afternoon, but now we are bracing for accumulating snow.
And tonight we're getting you ready for tomorrow's Weather Impact Alert Day. Rob's in for Angela tonight to talk about timing and snow totals and what's headed our way.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest complicating factor, if this were January and we were talking about the entire system just falling as snow, it'd just be an amounts kind of a thing. How much snow is going to fall where? But there's going to be some transitions here between snow and rain and then back down to snow. That really complicates things. So let me show you where we have warnings in place right now. Winter storm warnings from Indy, from really Marion County, points to the north and to the west. South of there, we do have some winter weather advisories. That's just going to be based on the amount of snow that we are going to see and the impacts on travel, and if you have plans on Saturday. That should correspond pretty directly to this map where we are expecting 2 to 4 inches of snow. But there could be some areas that have a pretty steep drop off. This may go from a lot of snow to the north of Indy to very quickly falling off. And there may be a pretty steep line here, a dividing line between where we see heavy snow and where we see almost no snow, especially farther to the south. There's a lot on this graphic, but I think it's an important one. Saturday after 10 a.m., that's when we're expecting the snow to really arrive, start to fall. The heaviest snow will arrive sometime between noon and say 6 p.m. And then once we get into the late night hours, overnight we could see rain. Here's a couple of issues that we're going to see. Now, there's going to be much more snow to the north, so if you're going to be traveling, especially if you're traveling north, just know that that's where we're going to have the biggest trouble spots. Snowy travel during those peak snow rates, but I think once we get that change to rain and then very quickly cool down, this could be our next big story sometime on Sunday. The dramatic cool down that we're expecting after all that slushy mess moves through and leaves a kind of ice and snow mix on the roadways here. Extra travel time is certainly going to be needed. There's a lot to the system as far as the timing. I'm going to show you Future Track 13 hour by hour for Saturday and Sunday, and looking ahead to what we can expect next week with more snow possible. It's all coming up.
All right, we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Rob, thanks so much. So Indy DPW getting ready for tomorrow's winter storm.
You might remember Indy DPW is changing its snow removal policy this year, and here's what you need to know. Under the new plan, connector streets will get started plowed about 2 inches. DPW is also reorganizing streets into 3 tiers: thoroughfares, connectors, and residential roads. Thoroughfares, the major and most traveled roads, are first in line for the plows.
And they hope this new plan makes it easier for Hoosiers to know if their road will be cleared.
Beginning at 11 p.m. Friday, and we are prepared to go through potentially Wednesday of next week with this. And so middle of the night we'll have crews out on the roads monitoring the roadways, taking care of priority 1 roadways. So those are thoroughfares and streets abutting hospitals and fire stations. And so we're going to be dropping de-icer throughout the night, salt essentially, and we're going to be really trying to keep an eye on how this potential snow event evolves.
Leaders with Indy DPW are telling us you can see which streets have already been plowed by using the SnowForce viewer. We put a link to that so you can check it out. It's over on WTHR.com. The Circle of Lights takes place tonight, which includes Santa, music, and the lights being turned on.
And the popular holiday tradition is expected to bring tens of thousands of people right here to Monument Circle. Brandon Schaff joins us live there. Brandon, are people getting as excited for all those live performances and lining up at all?
Yeah, good evening, Allison and Scott. That's exactly what's happening right now. They're just getting ready to perform on the stage. And of course, it's all about the Circle of Lights and the Soldiers and Sailors Monument behind me being lit up with thousands of Christmas lights, really signifying the start of the Christmas season here. People already preparing for that big moment, which is coming up not long from now. And then over here, you can see the stage. They're already on there preparing to get started with the performances, and people gathering here trying to stay warm and enjoy everything that this annual tradition has to offer. It's the 63rd Circle of Lights, and this The live performances here are going to get started very soon with our live show on WTHR starting at 6 p.m. The monument itself will be lit at 6:50 p.m. And earlier today, I spoke with several people that were excited for the festivities, including Joseph Acosta, who lived in Indy for decades, but actually hadn't been to the Circle of Lights in person. He lives in St. Louis now, but was back in town to celebrate Thanksgiving with family, and he's in a hotel nearby, saying he wanted to convince his son that they should stay one more night and see this special moment with their own eyes.
It's a huge deal because it's really beautiful when the whole ceremony and everything, and then when it lights up, people just get so excited.
This will be my second year, and last year I loved it, so I was like, we're definitely coming back this year.
Well, I usually put up my tree when this gets lit, so putting the ornaments on and putting the angel on top, it's awesome. It gets me in a festive mood.
And Ben Seifert says that he lives just a couple of blocks away from the Circle, so it'll be easy for him to come and enjoy this tradition. But for all of you that will be driving here and need to park, Downtown Indy Alliance and IMPD say that you should plan ahead and give yourself some extra time to get here. And it's important to know that there are several events going on throughout downtown Indianapolis. You have the Indiana High School State Football Championships going on over at Lucas Oil Stadium. And you also have the Pacers hosting the Wizards over at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. This is all going on around the same time. So a lot to pay attention to and prepare for. And again, 6:50, that's when the Christmas lights will be lit up right here at the Circle of Lights. Reporting here in Monument Circle, Brandon Schaff, 13 News.
They've got some music behind you, Brandon. Thanks so much. Enjoy the evening.
They played them off.
That's right. Well, tonight we have learned the name of the 5-year-old boy who died yesterday after getting a hold of a gun and accidentally shooting himself. The Marion County coroner identified that child as 5-year-old Andreas Woodland. All of this unfolding around 4 yesterday on the southwest side of Indy. Police tell us they got a report of a person shot near Kentucky Avenue and High School Road. That's where they found the boy who had been shot. He died at the hospital. Tonight, IMPD is telling us the boy was staying with family, but his parents were not there when the shooting took place. So far, no criminal charges have been filed in this incident. Tonight at 5, we are getting new details about the 2 people who were killed in a Thanksgiving Day shooting on the east side of Indianapolis.
As close friends and family tell our Ashton Hackman, the shooting was shocking for all who knew them.
Courtney Morgan Jr. was the kind of guy who could light up any room. A close friend says everyone knew him as CJ. This is him with his girlfriend, Megan Weakerson. Both were just 36. Friends and family tell 13 News the couple were shot inside their Audubon Road home on Thanksgiving morning. Firefighters responding to a house fire were the ones to find them. CJ died at the scene. Megan died later at the hospital. One of their close friends, still trying to process all of this, didn't want to go on camera, but she told me CJ and Megan had been together for 5 years and had known each other since they were kids. The two had young children, just 1 and 3 years old. Both were home during the shooting, and thankfully both made it out alive. IMPD hasn't named a suspect yet, but investigators tell us they're working with Whitestown police to see whether a man arrested after a chase on I-65 shortly after the homicide might be connected. And as Audubon Road quiets down after a tragic scene on Thanksgiving, loved ones say CJ and Megan deserve answers and justice. Metro Police are still piecing together the double homicide investigation as fire officials are working to confirm the fire investigation. Obviously, anybody with any information are asked to give IMPD or IFD a call. On the east side of Indianapolis, I'm Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
And we have an update on a shooting that happened on the city's west side last night that critically injured a man. That's the video you see right here at an apartment complex near Washington and Tibbs. IMPD now confirms a 30-year-old man is under arrest for the shooting. Witnesses at the scene identified the suspect, and Metro Police were able to track him based on a GPS monitor from an unrelated case. IMPD told us this shooting was related to family violence. The victim in this shooting is expected to survive.
Still to come on this Friday night, the redistricting debate returns to the Indiana State House. So ahead at 5:30, we'll take a look into where support stands as lawmakers now brace for a call from Congress. Rob?
We're at that point in the forecast where I look for any little details in the forecast models to decide exactly how things are going to unfold tomorrow. I'll show you what I've been noticing coming up.
But first, President Trump escalating his crackdown on immigration after an ambush-style attack on 2 National Guardsmen. Tonight, a look at the changes he's calling for on the nationwide front.